I'm going to show you how to prune a climbing rose or a climber because they grow in such a way that you can put them on a structure. Climbers don't do this by themselves. They need someone to tie them on or to direct them. The reason I'm using my long-sleeved leather gloves is because they are a climber and you can run into a lot of thorns. So I'm going to show you the best and easiest way to prune a climber. This is Chateau de Clos Vougeot from France. It has been in my garden for about 4 years, and I'll show you how to do this. The first thing I'm going to do is I have already tied these canes onto the support last year and during the blooming season. So I'm going to cut, I have my twine, my jute, and I'm going to cut the old pieces to get all of these off of the structure. So they're going to flop. They're going to flop off. And I'm going to just kind of get the leaves off as I go. The goal will be to get all of the leaves off. The reason I'm going to get all the leaves off is because they're old. They'll be getting some disease and fungus, and I don't want that to transfer to the new leaves as it starts growing in the spring. So you can see I'm finding all of the old ties. So I want to be able to get this off of the structure, see what I've got, and then tie it back where I want it. Aldo are my sous chefs here. So let's see, I think I've got just about...
You got some nice new canes growing.
It's great.
The new canes are, you can tell because they are a little bit greener, right?
Right. And the new canes are a lot of, on this rose particularly, they're more purple.
Oh.
So the purple canes or the green canes are all the new things.
So how do you determine which cane to cut? Do you
So
go
I'm
all
gonna
the new
show
ones
you that.
later?
We're going to start with Baldo's method. Baldo's method is that we look at the bottom of the rose first. Okay, we've got a great pile of leaves here. I think we're just about ready. There's a couple right there. As we get rid of the leaves, then we can see more. See the structure, see what we've got. Okay. All right. So you can see that during the growing season, the rose has gone in and out on both sides of the structure. I don't want to keep them that way because as the rose gets older and the canes get larger, I don't want them to grow into the structure. So that's why I'm going to try and keep them on the outside. One isn't coming and it's tied on. So you can see the canes, these long canes, are floppy. That's why you get to decide where you want your rose to go, because it's going to just get floppy. Okay. Yeah. So we are just about ready to look at the bottom of the cane of the rose. The Baldo method is that we look at the bottom to look at the dead diseased or
Damaged?
or canes that are going in the wrong direction. So the first thing I notice are a couple of very old canes. The reason I know they're old is they have gray on them, just like we get gray hair. There. So I'm going to see what taking this whole thing out is going to do to the rose, to the whole bush. And I see that it's going to be just fine if I take this whole thing out. So this whole thing is an old one. It was it's probably 4 years old, as I planted the rose 4 years ago. And so it's going to go out.
Do you need a lopper?
Huh?
Want a lopper?
I do want a lopper.
This is a lopper. It's a little longer
And stronger.
and you get more leverage so you can get in there instead of a little hand
So
trimmer.
I'm going to cut it off clear at the bottom. I do not want a stump. I want the root ball to be available for the sun so that a new cane can grow. So this may look severe, but I've got a whole bunch of stuff left. Now I'm going to cut it in pieces so we can get it out of here.
Okay.
Okay, there, that goes.
Still tied up here.
Where's the rest of it? Okay, so that's gone. The next one I see is this one. It looks the same age. So I'm gonna cut that little piece off so I don't have to pull it out of the window of the grill. And my decision now is, do I take it all the way down and lose this one? Or do I take it to here and keep this one? I could do either one, but I think I'm going to be conservative and just take the oldest part.
This sure looks pretty, like you said, greenish.
Yeah,
compared
this
to the
has
other
a
one.
couple of still, they can probably go next year.
Wow. So you're almost planning for a couple of years, huh?
Yes,
I got it.
kind of like baseball, there's always next year. And then there's one in the middle that's really old, and you can look and see how productive it was during the year. It was not. So that's an easy one to take completely out.
It didn't bloom much then.
It
and
didn't do
grow.
much. And here's another little piece that didn't do much. I'm looking at this one.
Runs.
I'm going to just take the oldest part. Yeah, there. Okay, our major work is done.
Okay.
So now we're going to clean up. There they are. We're going to clean up what we've got left.
In other words, take all the leaves off.
We're going to take all the leaves off, and I'm going to go one cane at a time. So one cane at a time. So the first thing I'm going to do with a cane is go to the end of it and cut it back to an eye. Here's a bud eye. There's a bud eye. There's a bud eye. I want one that's going down. If I take one that's going up, it's going to go out away from the support. So I want a bud eye that's going down. Do you
They're
see
like
that little
little
bump right there?
Bump or pimples.
I'm going to take that one and keep that little one that goes down. And that's that.
How far away from the bud eye?
Just about 1/4 of an inch.
That's exactly
Or
a 1/4
less.
inch.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm going to take this whole end out because I'm going to clean up So now I'm looking for another bud eye that's going down. And then I'm going to look along the edge. And all of these are going to be laterals. That's going to grow longer during the blooming season, and that's going to have a rose. If I just put it like this, straight up, I would only have one rose there and one rose there. But a climber, you want to bend so that every single one of these will have a rose. So the best way to bend it, I'm going to bend it this way, and then I'm going to bend it
Oh, like
this
an
way.
S.
I'm going to make S's out
Yeah,
of
like
it.
or a snake.
Yes. And I'm going to tie them to my support that way, and I will get maximum bloom. Like I said, the terminal eye would be the only one that blooms
If I go up
if
and
I
down.
just left it straight. So I don't want to leave it straight. I want as many blooms as I possibly can get. And so I'm going to do that and that.
Are
and
all roses really flexible like this?
In December, January, February, because of the rains and whatever, they are very flexible. So this is the time to do it. Okay. Let's get started. The ones closest to the structure would be the smartest ones to do. So I'm going to bend as far as it will bend. This side first.
So you're trying to make it,
I'm going to do the S shape.
oh, and you make it so it's kind of level like that.
Yeah. And then as I can, I'll turn it back.
Oh, I'll have to see that.
So that's why I'm tying it closer over here. But where's my scissors? I need to do something with that, which is going to be the same thing. And so this one is going to go on the underneath side. And it's going to go wherever it will bend. I'm going to tie it down kind of as far as it'll bend. Now these are going to be covered up by the leaves and the growth, but I'm still going to cut off the ends so it'll just look neater. Yeah, and I knew this was pliable, and I've already done the S stuff, so I knew that was going to be a good one.
Yeah, you don't want to do 4th of July like that.
No, my 4th of July is in a bad spot, and it's short. And
I tell you,
anything along the fence is higher, and the water comes down, and it's more clay, so it's very short and not happy.
but what I'm saying is, 4th of July is so thorny.
Oh, yeah.
So thorny that
Oh, yeah.
I was doing it the other day and I'm going,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
even the glove was a challenge.
Yeah, I just, you
Well,
did-
my 2 polyanthus from Fabian are terrible. Not this one as much. This one, no, this one's horrible.